On a quiet morning in 1945, one man carried the weight of a world-changing mission. His name was Paul Tibbets, and he was about to drop the first atomic bomb in human history. The date was August 6, 1945. The target, Hiroshima. Born in 1915, Paul Tibbets dreamed of flight from a young age. He wasn't just any pilot, he was exceptional. By his 20s, he had already established himself as one of the Army Air Force's most trusted and skilled bomber pilots. His reputation for precision, cool-headedness, and unwavering discipline was legendary. These were the exact qualities that made him the perfect candidate for a mission that didn't yet have a name. A mission that would demand absolute perfection under unimaginable pressure. In 1945, the Manhattan Project, a top-secret endeavor to develop a nuclear weapon, entered its final, critical phase. The world was at war, and the stakes could not have been higher. Paul Tibbets was handpicked from among the best to lead a newly formed unit, the 509th Composite Group. This wasn't an ordinary military unit. It was assembled for a single, unprecedented purpose. Their mission was to deliver a weapon so powerful, so destructive, it had never been used before. A weapon born from the minds of scientists like Oppenheimer and under the command of General Groves. The bomb was codenamed Little Boy. The mission was top secret. The destination was Japan. Tibbets and his crew were tasked to deliver this weapon and, in doing so, change the course of the war and the world forever. The morning of the mission arrived. Under the pre-dawn sky, Tibbets and his crew boarded their B-29 bomber, a plane he had named after his mother, the Enola Gay. Inside the cockpit, the array of instruments and dials glowed softly. Each crew member knew their role, a small part of a much larger, monumental event. Tibbets buckled himself in, his focus absolute. As they flew toward the Japanese mainland, the world below was unsuspecting. They approached the target city, Hiroshima. At exactly 8:15 in the morning, local time, the bomb bay doors opened. The little boy was released. For 43 seconds, it fell silently through the air. Then, it detonated precisely at 1,900 feet above the city center. The explosion was blinding. In an instant, it erased an estimated 70,000 lives and reduced a bustling city to ruins. Paul Tibbets had successfully completed his mission. In that moment, he became an indelible part of history's most irreversible act. In the days and weeks that followed, newspaper headlines screamed the news to a stunned world. A bomb dropped on Japan. The war soon ended, but the debate had just begun. Paul Tibbets became a public figure, seen in press footage and interviews, always maintaining a stoic demeanor. He never expressed regret for his actions. In a 1970s interview, he stated plainly, "I did my job." He saw it as a military duty performed to end a brutal war and save more lives than were lost. But for millions around the globe, and for the survivors who bore witness to the horrific aftermath, the shadows burned onto walls, the landscape of charred ruins, the shadow of that decision lives on. He retired from the Air Force as a brigadier general, a decorated pilot, and one of history's most controversial figures. His name is forever linked to that single, devastating moment over Hiroshima. The man who dropped the bomb lived a long life. Paul Tibbets passed away in 2007 at the age of 92. He chose to be cremated without a headstone, fearing his grave might become a site for protests. He stood by his actions until the very end, once saying, "I was the one who flew the mission. I don't regret it." Whether a hero who entered a war or a man who unleashed unspeakable destruction, he carried the weight of one day, August 6, 1945 forever. His story remains a stark reminder of the complex moral questions that arise from human conflict and the profound power we hold in our hands. Thanks for watching.